For Kyle Adams. I'm too fat for hair this sexy. I look like a heartthrob whose heart throbs. That's right, that's what I look like. Yeah, that's me. Speaking of hearts throbbing, I went and I did a show downtown a while back, and I left with some audience members afterwards, and I did a bunch of cocaine afterwards. No one singular woo in the crowded bar. You don't put cocaine in a body like this. This is not a coke body. This is an antacid body, right? Like this is I've had something spicy to eat and I need to lay down. That's what kind of body this is. If you put coke in a body like this, David Spade loses his best friend. That's what happens. It's just a vacant van down by the river. That's what happens. Yeah, I was doing coke with these cokeheads, right? And I'm a pothead, so I just like being part of the rotation. It just kept going around and around and around. I don't know how much cocaine I did. I don't know cocaine measurements. I did a lot. I'm a fat boy. I only know fat boy measurements, so I would say I did enough cocaine to powder one donut. About one powdered donut of cocaine, please. That is all my fat heart can handle. That's it. No, I know I have a problem with weed. I don't want to develop any more problems with drugs because I know I have a problem with weed because I run out of groceries before I run out of weed. Anyone else? And there's nothing quite like having a fridge full of condiments and the munchies, right? Like that's, like for example, if I make a pesto and salsa sandwich, is that Mexican-Italian fusion? Is that how cooking works? I don't know. I put it on sourdough and there's an avocado involved. I do hallucinogenics though. I fuck around with psychedelics. Those are fun. I did a storytelling show all about psychedelics pretty recently, and I did about 20 minutes of just storytelling and talking, and then the other people who were supposed to show up for the show didn't show up. So they opened it to open mic afterwards. Which is a bad idea. This dude came up there and paced around and just had this story that just went nowhere. But the end of the story, the big climax of the story was that he did acid for the first time. He was holding hands with his girlfriend, and she didn't touch him in any other way, and he came in his pants, and it was beautiful. That's what he said. So acid just turned this dude into the biggest nerd ever. That's all. That's his big enlightenment is I'm a nerd. That's how that works. No, I used to do acid. I used to do acid with a dude I lived with, and he died. He passed away. It was actually pretty sad. I found his body, and his family was very concerned about the whole situation. They were like, we want you to maybe get some help and maybe talk to somebody about this. So thank you for being here tonight, guys. I appreciate it. No, but I did acid with this dude all the time. He was the first and only person I ever did acid with, so I'm not entirely certain he ever truly existed at all. It's quite a possibility. He died in a Mickey Mouse shirt, which was cute. He died in a Mickey Mouse shirt, and it's kind of like I understand triggers now. Like I understand, my trigger's Mickey Mouse. Like that, how fucked up is that? Like Mickey Mouse is everywhere. It's like every time I see that image that was on his t-shirt, it's very iconic. It's like the Steamboat Willie, like his hand behind his back and his foot cocked out. Like every time I see that image, it's just like, enjoy the panic attack, Kyle. It's like it just gets like palpitations and shit. Like it's terrible. He died, and we had to go to Hawaii because me and my ex had booked a vacation to Hawaii, and the day we were leaving was 2 days after he died. And we absolutely had to go. There's no way we could refund it. And the day we got back was his funeral. And he was a very pale dude in life. And he had an open casket funeral. And the whole time we were in Hawaii, we're like, Brent is in our heart and he's in our minds, and we're thinking about him the whole time. But when we saw his body at the open casket funeral, here's the thing, when you're pale, they spray paint your body like it's a car in Grand Theft Auto that has 5 stars. Like, he was bright orange, so he might have been in our hearts and in our minds, but the way his skin looked, it looked like he was on the beach with us the whole time. He was there. He was right there. Hawaii was fun. Hawaii was a cool place to do comedy. Hawaii's interesting though because Hawaii it's technically America because they use American currency. But if someone blindfolded you and dropped you off on one of the islands and you had no idea where you were, you'd think you're in another country. It's completely different. There's a lot of breakdowns in communication. There was a strip club in Hawaii, and at the strip club, it had a marquee that read, "Naked Lady," as in one. As in the hardest working woman in Oahu, right? Like, my favorite though is they had condoms that they sold at these little corner stores, these little ABC corner stores, and the condoms had Hawaiian phrases printed on them. And one of the most common Hawaiian phrases, of course, is "hang loose." They printed "hang loose" on a condom in Hawaii. That's all you gotta know. You don't want a condom to hang loose. That's how really chill babies are made, right? Like that's how you fill the world full of Tylers. Like it's Tylers and Chads and Chases. That's how you do it. No, it started off as a novelty. We bought it as a novelty, but when we ran out of Trojans, and now we're using the fucking ABC condoms. I love comedy. It's fantastic. This is a fucking great audience. Give it up for this audience right now. You guys are fucking awesome. Hell yeah. You guys are great. It's a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. This is a high moment. I feel great right now, but I'm gonna feel like shit. I'm gonna feel like shit later this week. Don't worry. I'm gonna go do some mic where no one fucking cares about what I have to say. It's complete polar opposite. The worst show that I had done recently, I was competing against poets and musicians, and after they heard my set, I got roasted by poets for being sad. And that was a rock bottom moment for me. Like, that's fucked up. Like, and no one should have to experience rock bottom to a bunch of people snapping their fingers afterwards. Like, that's fuck that. I'm gonna close with one thing here. I really hate a term that millennials have forced into the nomenclature. Has anyone ever used the term fun employment? Fun employment. All right, good. If you've used the term fun employment, I think you should commit silly-cide. That's all I'm saying. Being unemployed sucks assholes, and nothing screams someone else is paying my bills than the term fun employment. All right, thank you for your time.